Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vaidya's Chess Hub. And first of all, our regular attend what can you say? Regular student from West Bengal is in a safe place. He is away from his computer, I believe, because of the Amphan warning. We will hope that he stays safe where he is. He can always attend the next session. We will all pray for his safety. The second thing is the tournament winners, Bhargav, the first prize, okay, and Reyansh did well. And I believe who was the second one? Who came in the second? Bhargav won it. Reyansh was third, and who secured the second prize? All the three deserve to be mentioned here. They all played so well. I was really impressed. Pooja ma'am at least participated in the tournament. She did not get a victory, but she played. And there were so many who could have and should have played but did not play. So the next time I will make sure that there are people who play. There should be a lot more people. Avdut, yes, Avdut was the second prize winner. So they played really well. Okay. Hey, Ankit is here. But then I wonder how come you managed to be with us. Take care. Ankit, if you're listening, take care. We are with you. Be safe. Okay. Be safe. Be safe. Take good care. Great to have you. Great to have you. So let's get to leeches. And today I've changed the layout a little bit, so you can see things more clearly today. And we are going to now go ahead and search an opponent for us. Well, let's look at the lobby if there is any good player for us. There's no incremental here. This one is 15 plus 2. So we can go for some quick pairing thing here. So 30 plus 0. By the way, before the match begins, let me tell you, as usual, if we have time, we will go for tactics, our favorite thing. And we have an opponent now. And we are going to play the Alakain defense as usual. Our opponent has pushed the pawn. Knight d5 is a typical setup. d4. So guys, this is the Alakain defense main line. So now you all know that the move here is d6. This is the Alakain defense main line. So now he has deviated, because now after this the move is knight f3, but now he has changed. He wants to play something else, maybe go for a 4-pawn attack. This is the chase variation. Remember the words I'm using, guys. This is the chase variation, C-H-A-S-E, because he is going to chase our knight away. Okay, so obviously knight b6. And now the question always is with which pawn to take. I want to talk about that a little bit. Which pawn to take? Well, in this case, we always prefer the e pawn, because after we take with the e pawn, our bishop will have a good square, e7. That is the reason why we should take with the e pawn. So I hope I'm making my points very clear. So now this bishop has a very good square. That's the reason you take with the e pawn. However, there are some lines where you take with the c file pawn, and then you fianchetto the bishop. That's when you take with the c pawn. So I'm making it very clear for the Alakain players, my dear ones who want to play like this. They can. They take with the c pawn, and they later play g6, and then they go for the fianchetto. So now the move is pretty simple. Again, the blue and let's say the red, the arrows show two possible moves of both the one possible move of each bishop. Whenever in chess you have to make such a choice, Very carefully, please listen to me very carefully. Oh, can I increase, let's say, the size of the webcam? This is better, isn't it? Now you can see me. Okay, this is much better. So I was saying that here the blue arrow, the bishop has only one square to go, and so if you have to make a decision on which bishop to move, always move the bishop with the least scope. I'm saying a very important point, guys. Which bishop to move? Both the bishops have got good moves here. So the bishop with the least scope should be moved first. About the bishop with the blue color arrow, there is no choice. Bishop e7 is forced, so you should go for that first. Type OK if you have understood what I'm saying here, okay? If you have registered my point, you should always move the bishop with the less scope. Bishop with the less scope. And now our opponent has played bishop d3, so maybe he wants to castle. The plan looks very clear. There are three good moves we have. We can go for castle ourselves, knight c6, and there is bishop g4. All are good moves here. All are good. There is no opinion or poll needed here. All are good moves, and somehow I'm tempted to castle first. The king's safety comes first. That's why. Okay, so now our opponent has castled, and I believe now is the time for us to move the knight. Oh, again, that's a very solid point again. Well, Ankit is telling us not Ankit. Jay is sharing that the speed is 120 kilometers. Well, I just hope, Ankit, you're safe wherever you are. It must be raining heavily. And back to my point here. My point is, develop knights before the bishop. If possible, develop the knight before the bishop. So in this case, I have the move bishop g4 and I have knight c6. Obviously, I'm going to go for knight c6. By the way, again, nothing new. We are playing very slowly. That's how we have to play a 30+0 game. We have to play very slowly, making note of everything that our opponent can plan. By the way, this bishop always has the eye on h7, but in this case, the bishop and the queen, let me use a different color, always take good control of g4. That's why Alakine defense, you got to have this bishop e7. So there is no bishop takes h7 sacrifice when you have a setup like this. I like that. So point noted. And after developing the knight, now we can play bishop g4. So now the pin is very effective. We are down by 4 minutes. Our opponent is playing really very fast, and I hope now you can find out that he has not paid attention that this knight was pinned, and so this pawn is going to fall. So that is very careless play by our opponent. He cannot do this because there's knight here, so there is no immediate queen takes knight threat. And now he's threatening all kinds of things. Now let's consider what we can do here. If we take, he can take with the knight and his bishop will be free. If we go back, that's what I always like to do, encourage g4, and then I can always take here with a check and then drop the bishop back. So I'm going to do that. We are down by 4 minutes. Okay, there you go. So now, as usual, let me make those red. That's what I always say. This is how a chess player looks at the board. The king is so exposed. And now, the thing is, we don't want to move the bishop. Careful, careful, careful. We don't want to move the bishop because our knight on d4 is hanging. So first what we do is we take this knight and give a check, and then we can drop the bishop back to g6. The sequencing is very important, and that's why I always play a slow game so that we can study. Otherwise I could play a bullet, but then there's nothing to study. This is slow and good chess that helps you improve. At least some ideas are there. Okay, so this is a check and he has taken with the knight, and now I will drop my bishop back to g6, not drop it as in hang it. But I clearly see the weakness that I have to exploit. This is very bad. Why do you castle if you have to play like that? We are down by 5 minutes now. And it is quite an irony. How often have you noticed this, guys, that when they become a pawn down or a piece down, then they start thinking, my dear friend, why could you not think before you went pawn down? After they lose material, they start thinking, oh, I should have. But then you should have so fast. So always be mindful of such things, guys. So now he did not exchange. He knew that probably I would take this and start putting more pressure. So obviously I am not going to take. I don't want to take. Let him do all that. Okay. Of course, this move doesn't have a lot of purpose. Now we could go for a simple plan of queen d7 and putting the rook on d8. The other plan I see is put the bishop on the longest diagonal, attacking b2. Well, that is definitely on the cards. Yeah, that can happen. If I play bishop to f6, or someday I can provoke him into playing g4, g5 as well. So yeah, okay, I want to attack. I'm moving the same piece twice, but it's with attack. I'm perfectly okay with that. If he pushes g5, well, incredible weakness all over already. I'm attacking b2 right now. We are down 5 minutes on time. But then it's a 30-minute game. You're allowed to think. So he saved it. Now remember, this bishop is kind of pinned. Kind of. Otherwise this bishop is going to take the rook. Be mindful of such things. Aware of such things. Should we put the rook into the open file? Not yet. Because I'm always hopeful that he will take, and after this the rook will have easy targets. So let's execute the plan where I put my queen on d7 and connect the rooks. I like that idea a lot. The difference now is almost 6 minutes here. 6 minutes. Quite a difference. Okay. So he has allowed us that. Maybe he wants to push this. So we will... yeah, we will continue with our plan. The knight always has a retreat square, so I'm not greatly concerned. One thing is for sure, black's pieces are so organized. I want you to look at that aspect, guys. Black's pieces are organized. What I mean by organized is, look at the castling done. Look at the pawn structure. Okay, look at the strong bishops and look at white structure. There's no, in fact, there is no structure. The bishop on f4 is hanging. So the castle king is a mess. So if you want to notice good structure, well, this is good education for you. There's good structure, the nicely developed pieces. Now notice another important thing here. Yes, that's the thing. I just explained how the knight has a square. Now what we have to decide here is whether we want to take and allow his recapture, or do we play the knight to d5 kicking the bishop. And what he will do quickly is, if he moves back, I have this lovely knight c3 fork. Okay. Now if he takes here, I am of course going to take on f4. And he is quite a fast player, so if he drops back to these squares, then I definitely have my fork. So what happens is, when you think and play, you get ideas because of your patience. If you are fast, you will never get ideas. The way to improve chess is by playing slow games like this. I hope you are enjoying. Though it is a slow game, education happens in such games. So there is this idea. Another thing is, he took it. Obviously now I am not going to take here because the knight is hanging. So obviously I'm going to take here. And now I have a fork here. It's a check and attacking the bishop. So his move was really nice. He went for the queen. By the way, there is no threat here, so I'm not so affected by that. Do I get my knight pinned? No way. So let's go for something interesting. What could we do here? We could play... Yeah, we could play this. Mind you, I'm threatening check and pawn takes. Here, yes, had we taken here, we can analyze that, whether that would have been really great or not. D takes, the bishop would have been attacked 3 times, but then the bishop would have dropped back. That's the thing, right? The bishop would have dropped back. So over here, if I would have taken, he would have dropped back. Well, I wonder. There were possibilities. Sure, I'm not going to deny that. Well, now this is just careless play. He is not even paying attention to the simple enough fork. Well. There is a fork. He didn't pay attention. That's why. What is the point being 4 minutes ahead on clock? Why? I think now he can resign. I don't know if he will, but he can safely resign. There is no reason to continue. If he just wants to go for it, then he will, but otherwise there's no point left in the game. He can resign. Maybe he's wondering why and how did I just overlook that. There was always that threat. That's why I go for psychology. I agree d takes c5 had the chances, but this is how you think it is going to work. And our opponent is also quite, nice. He's rated 1986. So he is not somebody who's new to chess. Jay, keep a watch on how many points we are going to get. Oh, he wants to continue. How about that? He wants to continue. Now, it is not uncommon that our opponent will think for a long time now. So, after he loses his queen, he begins to think. Now, we can go for captures. Not yet. Let him capture. Bishop first. Can go here and attack the pawn. That's a weakness. Talking of structure, that's what solidity is. Now our okay, he thinks that's the best place for his bishop. I think now the rooks, this move is good. We're getting the pawn. Is it a good fork? He cannot come here for the protection of the pawn on c3 because the bishop controls that as well. Okay. We're leading by 7 points here, by the way, guys. 7 points. And see, now he is beginning to think, what should he play? All right, let's bring about the exchange. If he is so keen on exchanges, we will give him the exchange. Okay, he resigned. He should have resigned when he lost his queen. Jay will not see how many points we got. I will help you out, Jay, this time. We got 15 points. So now we are exactly 2000. Yay! We are 2000 in classical. So that's a good achievement, guys. We are 2000. That's a nice thing. Well, great. Now, let us do our favorite thing now, which is the tactic training. We've got a lot of time at hand. Oh, talking of a lot of time at hand, do you want to go for tactics or please vote for what I've sent on chat, guys. What is it that you want to do? Let's pull up the webcam and chat. Kindly let me know, what do you want? So Jay says, let's go to tactics straight away. Jay then changes his mind and says 5 plus 3. Okay, 5 plus 3 seems to be the majority. Okay, 5 plus 3 it is. 5 plus 3. One more, sir. Yeah, sure. We will play 5 plus 3 and then we will go. We will do tactics for sure. Just let's quickly play 5 plus 3, then we will do tactics. Okay. Remember, we are meeting tomorrow again. So tomorrow we have to do tactics. 100%. So yeah. So let's play a 5 plus 3 game. Let me go back to leeches. We are here. Let's play a 5 plus 3 game. We have got a game and we are white. 5 plus 3, you have to play a little quicker. Of course, quicker than the classical, but not so fast like a bullet game. Now, this is my favorite because I'm going to pin the knight. He's going to play bishop e7. No, he's playing the Winawer. Ooh. He's playing, I can't believe this, he's playing the Winawer. Now if I push the pawn, he's going to go for this one. So I better get rid of this painful bishop first, which will be great for me. This is nice. I have quickly asked a question. Okay, so now this particular pawn is lost. But is it really lost? No, not quite. So we have f3 here. In some lines we have f3. Some lines, not all the lines. We have f3. So now we have equalized. I'm not concerned about this pawn structure. This pawn is actually good. Threatening mate. He understood. I'm going to push. I'm going to push. Knew that. Now that is a fork, but I think this is good. I can't believe this. This is mate if he takes it. Have we sacrificed unwisely? Yes, I thought so. Very unwisely. We have sacrificed unwisely, guys. Unwisely. Ooh. This game is wild. Wild. You don't want to lose the queen, right? We are -3 here. Okay. Now that's not made actually. I have to take here for sure. What's that? I don't even have this check. This game was very badly played. Very badly played indeed. Check now. Check now. He's +5, yet he's unable to finish. He should have finished us. He should have finished us way before. Okay, so now what are we going to do? Check. Okay, check. Okay, we don't have a smothered mate tactic here. Double check. Oh, the same check. Same check, right? Check. Let he will fall for this F8. Will he fall for F8? Will he fall for F8? Awesome, right? Excitement. This really brings out the best in you. Will he fall for King F8? Will he do that? Such a nice thing. A check. Mind you, he is rated higher than us, so draw will give us points. Okay, what is he going to do? Is he going to sacrifice his queen? I will take the draw. Yeah. Oh, no points. So draw, this is the draw. Okay. Fine then. By the way, this game teaches us that I hope you are having no trouble with the feed. Now we are looking for five plus 3 again. I have a challenge. Meeps, he is our student. But let's go to tactics now. I think now we have played enough. Or do you say one more 5 plus 3? Tactics now? No, tactics. Yes, the net seems to be on a slower side, but we will do tactics for now. So let us go for tactics. Meanwhile, keep your chat in progress. Definitely there is some net lagging today. Yeah, now it looks like it will be sorted. I will log out from my account for the tactics. Okay, so we have white to play as our first position. Okay. So let me give you your arrows. It's white to play. So do we go for knight takes knight check? Do we go for knight takes pawn check? Do we go for the queen? No, I've used red. So this one, or do we go for the queen saving move? So your countdown starts now. I believe I will give you 2 minutes. The 2 minutes can start now. Seniors, hold your thought or thoughts for another 15 seconds. Remember, our queen is attacked as well. Okay, time is up. So what's up, seniors? Green arrow, Sanchit is saying green arrow, knight takes e6, queen takes e6, queen g5 check, queen g6, queen takes g6, king takes g6, rook takes f8. Okay. So Jai thinks is the red arrow. Queen, knight takes h5 check, king g6, queen takes g5. What? Queen g5 mate. Green arrow. What does Vihang say? Ankit from Kolkata, or Chandanpur, that is. He is saying knight takes e6 check, queen takes e6, queen g5 check, queen g6, and we win the rook. Okay. So now winning the rook, removing the defender is the tactic, what people say. Don't forget that our queen was also attacked. That is the one thing we should not forget. So I am going to go with, well, what happens after if I play red arrow and after queen takes, those who supported red arrow, if you play that, knight takes h6, I think Ankit was also saying the same. Knight takes e6, yeah, green arrow, yeah, green arrow, yeah. So I'm going to go with a green arrow. Knight takes e6 is the best move. And now the queen has taken here. So queen g5 check, queen takes g5, g6 check, and now the rook is hanging. So congratulations. Congratulations those who said green arrow. Fantastic. Congratulations. Let me pull up the next one. Beautifully done. The next one is again white to play. And let me give you your options here. Is it knight takes knight? Is it knight takes c6? Is it bishop takes h7 check? Or is it queen, sorry, yeah, good. Queen f3. Let me know, your time starts. Seniors, hope your response is ready. You have to mention the name of the tactic as well. Don't just give me some line. I mean, you have to share the name of the tactic as well. That name is important. Another 5 seconds. Okay, seniors can type the line now. Okay, so Jay is saying blue arrow, Ankit is saying blue arrow, Sanchit is in agreement with that, blue arrow, and Kshitij also agrees, blue arrow, Vihang says blue arrow, everyone is saying blue arrow. Okay, well, what is the name of the tactic? Well, there is a, yeah, intended fork later. Exactly, winning the bishop and then a fork later. So, yes, let me play that. Let me go and execute our plan. and now we are winning the bishop. So if the queen would have gone to c8, then it would have been a fork. Oh, let me use the blue. So had the queen moved to c8, then there was this terrible fork. Okay, but now we are just winning the bishop. Fantastic, and congratulations to all. I think everybody said blue. Nobody had any other opinion about it. The next one is also white to play. Let me bring the board in front of you. There you go. And now your options. So in this position, are we going to play bishop takes c7 check? Are we going to play rook a8 check? Are we going to play rook takes b7 check? Or are we just simply going to castle? Your time starts. Seniors, 14 more seconds. COVID arrow. Okay. Seniors, blue arrow. What? Namish is thinking blue arrow. Kshiti just says none of these. The answer is queen b6. Whatever black plays, we checkmate him. So none of these is the option. Vihang also says none of these. And by the way, the correct answer is none of these. Now, after a long time, I used that none of these option. That pawn is pinned. That pawn on c7 is pinned. Fantastic. By the way, there was one intention of giving you this red arrow as a choice. What I meant was that people might think that if rook takes b7, king takes b7, then maybe this knight is hanging, then I could give a check, but then the king is on b7, so the pawn is not hanging at that time. So none of this is the right answer. This pawn is, let me use the red. Any color would do actually, because none of these was the answer. So queen, and then queen takes b7. Okay, now here this is interesting. Now what are we going to do, guys? Now what are we going to do? This is interesting. Now what? He played queen c6. Now what? Is it bishop takes c7 check? What do you want to do now? This is interesting. Then what happens? Jaya, the full line. Bishop takes c7 check. Queen takes c7. Then what? Rook a8, guys. The name of the tactic, please. There is this name of the tactic that I want you to tell me. Kshitij, yes, Rook a8 check will happen. Deflection, guys. Deflection. I wanted you to say the word deflection. You are getting or destroying the defender. I'm okay with that. Yes, removing the defender, destroying the defender, or deflection. Any one of those. Yes, perfect. So let me do it. So bishop takes c7, and now the king is the only defender. If the juniors who are watching this, the B batch guys, watch this. The king is the only defender of the queen. So after we play rook a8 check, the king goes away, deflected, and now the queen is hanging. Well done. Very, very well done, those who said none of these. But after you said none of these, I'm not sure you saw this much. Did you see this much? The destroying the defender and deflection? Kshitij was the one to say whatever happens, we checkmate. Kshitij, you said whatever happens, we checkmate. Not true. Queen c6. Anyway. Now the next one is black to play, guys. The next one is black to play. And here are your arrows. So are we going to do the rook h3 check? Are we going to play rook takes f2 check? Or are we going to save our queen and give a safe retreat on queen c6? Or are we going to play? So your time starts. Playing rook h3, double check, king g1, forced rook h1, checkmate, or even queen h1 is just checkmate. So yellow, chrome, golden arrow. That's nice. Yellow, chrome, gold. Parth Hardankar is happy. He got to type chrome. Nijapkar is saying blue arrow makes sense. Nijapkar is saying rook takes f2 check. But he is not. Will we give our queen? Our queen is also attacked, Nijapkar. Nijapkar, our queen is also attacked, which is not a double check. Then our queen is hanging. Did you notice that? Our queen is hanging. So double check. The juniors watching this. Double check is good because in a double, that's a power of a double check. You cannot block the double check. Two checks in one move. So double check is powerful. And that's why I think I'm going to go with the golden, chrome, yellow arrow, whatever. We got to give it one name. People call it so many names. Yeah. So I'm going to go with the chrome arrow. And now here, notice this, that rook h1 or queen h1 both lead to checkmate. So I will go ahead and checkmate with the queen. Wonderful, brilliant indeed. And we will do one more. Okay, guys, we will do one more. We have time for one more and then we will stop. We are going to meet tomorrow. So Ankit, if you are listening, we are going to meet tomorrow, 6 o'clock IST. Okay, so one more. Yeah, multi-named arrow. The next one is white to play. And now we have the following moves that I can recommend. Are we going to take the pawn? Are we going to play the knight to d5? Are we going to play queen takes f6, or are we going to just make a queen retreat to a safe square? The time starts. Seniors, 10 more seconds. Now you can go for your answer, seniors. Jay is saying none of these. Sagar is saying none of these. Ankit is saying blue arrow. Kalyani is saying green or none of these. What's that? Radesh has probably just joined us. I don't know. So for the first time I have your response. Why did you not join us at 6? Okay. Kshitij says blue arrow. Saumitra says blue arrows. Vihang is saying blue arrow. It's a decoy. Nijapkar says blue. Winning a piece. Sanchit says blue. And the correct answer is obviously blue. Jay, sacrifice. You missed a sacrifice. Now those who are saying none of this, I don't use it every time. It's a sometime. Not every time is none of these. That's because you never thought what after queen sacrifice. This is beautiful queen sacrifice actually. So the point is, after this lovely queen sacrifice, yeah, it is blue by the way, not blue. Okay. So the point is, after, let me use the blue. After we make this sacrifice, we can set up knight d5 as a fork. Juniors, are you watching this? There's this nice fork we can set up. Come on, guys. So let me do this to find out if we are right. Best move. And now this will be a fork. After we have sacrificed, we are going to get the queen now. Okay. So the benefit is we got this knight that was here on f6 and we are piece up now. Count it. So we have two knights and a bishop. Minor piece. 3 minor pieces and he has 2 minor pieces. Alright. So as usual, it was a pleasure bringing this to you, and we will now meet again tomorrow. And take care, Ankit. Please take care. Let us, pray for all the others that he's safe there. And great that you are still with us. We won that 30-minute game. We drew the 5+3 game. And by the way, the color is blue, not blue. Blue is B-L-E-W. Blue is B-L-U-E. Blue and blue. That's blue. That's in Kolkata happening right now. Okay, blue. So please remember the difference and we will meet tomorrow. Bye-bye.